Bible, Cufflinks, and Stilettos, with Giselle St. James. Open and honest conversations about sex, marital coitus, and sexuality for education purposes.
This show is created as a resource for Christian couples to help individuals who struggle to overcome taboos and other barriers that prevent them from enjoying sex within their marriage as God intends.
This year we'll be using the book, 12 Erotic Fantasies for Intimacy, by family therapist and pastor, Apostle Dr. Faith Walters as a guide.
Special thanks to Nigerian artist, 777, for our theme song Shema, available on all digital platforms for streaming.
The show is hosted by counselor and romance author, Giselle St. James, and our special guest host, family therapist, senior pastor and author, Dr. Faith Walters. Tune in every Monday night at 9 p.m. for our live shows. You can also watch this program on Carib Vision TV. Thank you for joining us for the continuation of this episode. Please enjoy the program and don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe.
How do I develop the confidence to talk about my sexual fantasies with my partner when he is so Christian? I fear rejection of being seen as worldly, and that is a problem with so many persons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's really something.
Yeah.
I tell you what come to my mind, you got to pray about it.
Yeah. But a lot of people, I think a lot of persons think fantasy means something debauchery.
Dirty.
It doesn't. No, it's not dirty.
They think so. They think it's
because
worldly and nasty.
especially if it is with your partner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Thinking about what you want to do with them, what you want them to do with you. You want them to get some whipped cream and spray both your breasts and put a trail down to you. That is something that is wholesome, though it is naughty.
Yeah, but lady, this man is a Christian. It's going to be hard for him to even get to that level. You got to really creep very lightly because he's such a staunch Christian. He's so indoctrinated into the church, the other mentality of the pastors, whatever, whoever is under. So he's not really understanding what is it he got into as well. Because of course, as we said before, we're saying a lot that they believe is just going in and legalize sex, and that's all it is. You know, so in a way, you're gonna have to pray about this one.
Yeah, and talk to each other.
Yes, but these conversations should have been had before even getting married. So these fantasies or things that you be talking about should be discussed prior to marriage. So then, you know, knowing the type of person he is, then do you want to be with a person like this?
Right.
Because it's hard for you to change somebody who is so indoctrinated into believing that intimacy or sex is just something just for that time when you do it and that's it. You know, like I said, a lot of people also think sex and intimacy is all about having children.
Right.
Having children, and intimacy is a different level of it.
Yes.
Because you could have sex and that you could get pregnant just having sex.
That's
what I mean. So that's a whole nother level. So the discussions have to be had prior to marriage, because you don't want to get into a marital relationship and got to be going through all these things.
Yeah.
You know, that's why if you're already married, you know, you got to pray about it, because you got to ask God to break that. And it's going to take a process to do that. You know, because you can't change people. And a lot of times people get into marriage thinking they're going to change somebody. You can't do that.
No, in terms of like confidence, you know, it's all about a communication thing. You have to have a conversation with each other. And it's not a big thing where, oh, baby, I want you to worship me, or I want you to be down on your knees and serve me. You gradually introduce things. You gradually talk about things, the things that turn you on the most, what turns them on the most. We have to be open to have that conversation, because that initial conversation, I know what turns me on, what turns you on, that is a difficult conversation to have.
It is.
That is. So before you even get to the fantasy part, you have to be able to have that conversation about what turns each other on. And do you know that in having those open, honest conversations and being able to freely talk that, listen, I like when, a woman goes down on me. I like when a man, uses like a feather to kind of ticklish and, to awaken certain things in me. I like when he applies light pressure to my throat, when he, things like that. Opening up your spouse to what exactly it is that is your physical love language or your intimate love language, that in itself can create a tighter bond with you or with each other, because now you are getting to know the person on a deeper level.
Yes, but Lady G, what if you say all these things? He's looking at you like you crazy.
That's why you have to gradual. It can't be that.
That's what I'm
right
saying.
off. It can't be right off the bat that. Oh, I like when I'm tied up.
That's right.
That was
what
she talking about? Person and have them running for the hills.
That's it. What's she talking about?
You have to be gradual.
But that's why I said these conversations have to be had before. You have to have them prayer before you walk down the aisle. I'm sorry, it's a serious business. Okay, we have to discuss love languages, sexual positions, things like that. This is all part of the premarital process. Because this is serious business. When you get into marriage, you want to be surprised. You could ask, have you had any previous violent sexual encounters? Ghost things.
That's it.
So you want to know these things before getting married, and even talking about going beyond. Going to intimacy level, having these discussions. I don't remember ever in church that you ever hear to ever talk about any type of intimacy, even with husband and wives. They never bring up those topics. You never really see the lovey-dovey. You never see them touching each other. You never see the closeness. You never see the bond. You never see the affection. You really don't see a lot. So as you're talking about a person that's so doctrinated, so Christian, okay, it's not something that it's easy to really get into.
Yes. So that's why we're saying that in order to have that freedom, yes, you got to pray about it first.
Yes, you got to pray.
Because there has to be some kind of commitment that you're making to God. All right, God, I'm committing my relationship to you. I'm committing this conversation. Because before you have the conversation, pray about what you're going to say.
Yes, that's right.
Let the Lord lead you in how you're going to have that communication. Yes. And then in the event that when you talk, as I think it was Entrepreneurs Alone that says that if it goes awry, have somebody else coming in. I'm saying? Right. Have a third party really coming in and helping you to express, yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because when you are able to freely express yourself, things like fantasies and all of those things, it will come easier for you to express to your spouse. So trust me, definitely pray about it first. Talk to God about it. You have to commit your relationship to God, commit your conversation to God, because anything can happen. And sometimes these things can be so tenuous. Little things like that can just throw everything off. So if you commit your conversation and what you want to talk to your spouse about, it's important that you do that first, and then allow God to bless you with that boldness.
Yes, that's right.
Your spouse and talk about what it is that turns you on, so that you guys can get to the point where you're talking about fantasies. Oh, baby, I feel like I want to have you just show up. Just go and take a shower and then come back out and I will lick you clean. Them kind of ways there that you have to have the initial conversation. First.
You have to have those things.
Initial conversation about what turns you on before you can lead up to the fantasies.
That's right.
Yes. That's right. Yes. Entrepreneurs Aloud says it's okay to be scared. Recognize the fear and use it as an influence to seek help, not to shut down. So important.
That's true. Open to something new. Something different.
Of course.
Like you got to spice it up a bit.
Of course, and we are so excited about spicing things up because
exactly.
it ain't just the missionary position.
Thank
Come
you.
on.
Hello. That's right.
Hello.
Yeah, well, you worship connect says fear is not a bad thing. Well, that's true too.
No,
that's true.
But we cannot be controlled by it.
That's right. That's true.
Don't let the fear control you, because if you do, the things that are supposed to be happening in your relationship will never happen. Will never ever happen.
Yes. Yeah.
Trust me. Listen to me. I remember once, like, I just wanted to try it because my husband was very powerful, you know. He's a strong, trapped in guy. So him always kind of touch me, and when he squeezes me, I'm like, oh, that feels good. So I said to him, baby, one time I wanted to just apply a little pressure around my neck. And he was like, no, are you crazy? I don't want to kill you. And he was so torn up about the whole thing. And I just said, all right, don't bother. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I was just thinking out loud and all of that. But then I realized that it kind of sparked something in him. He kept on like holding me a little tighter and stuff like that. So I just decided that, all right, every once in a while, I'm just going to nudge him, you know. And one time I just took his hand and I put it there, and it was like the best.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. Wow.
The best, okay?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
The best.
But you see what you did? You put it out there.
Yeah.
Something you got to do that as well. But you also have to have that partner that's connected.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I can really understand what are you talking about.
Oh, definitely.
Knowing the love languages between you.
Yes.
Understand what they are.
Yes. Trust me. Kelly's ASMR says, even with all the right precautions, challenges will come. And they definitely will.
Oh, yes.
It definitely will. And
well, marriage is work, you know. Marriage is work.
Yes.
Marriage is work. You got to work at it every day. And you got to make sure
it's not going to be perfect.
Life.
It's not going to be perfect. But if that is something that is important to you, if that is something that you want to make sure it's always good, so that there are other areas of your life that it can feed into, because, you know, a lot of people don't realize, you know, that you see when something is good in the marriage, once you continuously feed it, it can feed into other areas of the marriage and make it good. So if you feel like, say, I am committed to this person and I am committed to pleasing them, once we do that, you know, everything else, the communication aspect, it's going to lead into your finances, because you're not going to want to work at every single area. So when we talk about freedom to express our fantasies, ladies and gentlemen, that is just like one area.
That's it.
Just think of all the other areas it can affect. Think about it.
You got to start someplace.
Yes, man, of course.
You got to start someplace.
Now, Lady Faith, I want you to talk to us about the first fantasy. First fantasy. Ooh.
Jeez. You want me to read it now?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Freedom to express your fantasy. Scene 1, an eclectic moment in time. I'm married. I'm free to have a fantasy, so I can be as sexually expressive as I desire to be. So I fantasize about my friend, lover, and spouse in a healthy and intimate reality. He will rock my world when we join together. We decide to cuddle on the beach in San Juan, Puerto Rico, a lover's paradise. Laying on rose petals, sipping tequila sunrise, and eating chocolate-covered cherries under the moonlit skies. With just a light towel between us, and I'm imagining, wow, I wonder what's the size of his penis.
Listen, woo, child.
Lord, am I right or am I wrong to have this luscious hunk of a man tonight? He's so compassionate, tender, and strong, holding me gentle in his touch. He looks into my eyes while gazing at me feverishly. As he removes the barriers between us, my body aches to receive his touch. As we explore each other, I enjoy his irresistible masculinity. I pour some tequila over his erogenous zones and use my tongue to glide as if I'm playing a tune to a baby grand piano. Whew. I go up and down and listen to his moans and groans saying, honey, honey, you're in the zone. Then he howls like a wolf, reaching a climax. Then I lie on my back with a smile on my face as I relax in the warmth of his embrace. We drift into a delicate slumber.
Listen to God. Listen to God. Listen to God. Listen. Look here.
You all right, ladies? Ladies and gentlemen.
I probably should have rethought
you all right?
this week. I should have rethink this, because
Allah said, "How's like a wolf?"
Single
yes.
people not to hear this. Single people not to hear this.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
single people not to hear this. Single me not to hear this. Single me not to hear this.
No, sir. They shouldn't be hearing it. But them want it anyway. I said, Lord help them.
Look here. Listen.
Yes.
Oh, I can look here. May I think both of them? I said, John Star.
Yes, sir.
How like a wolf. Hey.
Yes, we'll get your husband soon.
In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus.
Yes. Looking for some things in 2023.
Hey, look here, 2023.
Yes, sir.
Come on, 2023.
Yes.
Come on, 2023. And these are the things that we, I was thinking about when you're looking, when the person was like looking at the person like, yo, how blessed am I? How many wives, how many husbands can look on them person and say, yo, the person I really mind? Like, look how I'm tall and attracting. Look how him arms them define. Look how him look good. Look how she look nice. Look on her bottom. Me say her bottom just big, so I love it. I love her shape. How many persons do stuff like that? Like really talk about how they love their person physically, how they look. We don't.
No.
We don't talk
to ourselves like that. You talk to yourself like that?
Of course,
talk to yourself like that.
When me looking at my mirror,
I talk to myself as well. But do people do that?
Oh my goodness. And that's a thing that I want persons to understand.
Yeah.
For freedom to be achieved in your relationship, you have to be free with yourself.
That's why you gotta be
free with compliments, free with how you value yourself.
That's right.
Yeah. You have to be free with that first. Because if you ain't free with that, don't nobody gonna be free with you. Okay?
Exactly.
Nobody not gonna compliment you. Nobody not gonna tell you say look good because you yourself don't even think you look good. Don't even
acknowledge it. Exactly.
You don't even acknowledge it.
That's
confident.
Right.
Yes, indeed.
All begins with you. All begins with you. All up here. Yes.
So you have to start looking at the mirror.
That's right.
Looking at the mirror and tell yourself, say, yo, I am a fine slice of pie. I'm a tall drink of water.
That's right.
I have a lot to offer. Look at my thighs. When them say thick thighs save lives, I'm going to be the doctor, okay?
Yes, that's right.
I'm going to be the doctor. All right? My breasts, them just rosy and nice. So it's
you got to tell yourself, I love my breasts. I love everything. I love my vagina. I love everything. I love my arms. I love my legs. I love everything about me. You got to tell yourself.
Everything. It's so my lips them big. I know what these lips are for, okay?
Yes.
So God said him come so that me can use them your lips for more than stuff. What you say?
He where she connected. Yes, self-love. Love yourself exactly as you are.
Exactly as you are.
And when you do that, it will just illuminate out of you.
Of course.
And it made that connection to that person.
Of course.
So you're gonna attract the person how you feel.
Oh, you are gonna attract how
Yes,
you feel.
how you
If
feel.
you feel confident, you're gonna attract
You
somebody
attract
who's
that person that's
confident.
confident.
And
That's right.
you know, if you are free with how you love yourself,
That's
you
right.
are supposed to, you're gonna attract
That's right.
somebody who's gonna freely love you too.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, Satin Brownie.
Yeah.
Self-love opens the door for all other loves.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
That's where the freedom comes from.
That's right.
That is where the freedom comes to express.
And that's
your
how we're gonna have beautiful relationships.
Oh yes,
We got
yes,
two
yes.
whole people coming together as one, so
Goodness.
you know it's exciting.
You know what the fear comes in, and the whole idea of, all right, I don't want to say, because the things that we've been thinking of ourselves is so wrong. We have this messed up concept of self,
Yes,
that has been fed over the years,
for
not just by
years, when we were
ourselves,
little
but by
children.
other people.
Yes.
Yes. And it
Yes.
has been so ingrained in us that
Yes.
sometimes we think that we're nothing good. So
That's
when
right.
it comes to even pleasing ourselves and doing things that make us happy, you know, so we feel guilty.
That's true. You're absolutely
We
right.
feel guilty for the
Yeah.
things to please ourselves,
That's right.
things to make us happy. We feel
Yeah.
so guilty. So when we get into the relationship, into the marriage, we carry that same guilt with each other. And we don't want to talk about them something. We don't want to talk about the fact that, all right, sometimes I don't feel all the way lovely. Sometimes when my husband says that he loves me, I don't believe him, but I have to believe him because I'm a Christian. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We
Mhm.
don't talk about those things, and
Yeah.
we fail to talk about what pleases us because we don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah.
Our husband could be on top of us, just, and
Yeah.
we're not feeling nothing.
No, we're
We're
not
not
like
feeling
bored.
nothing. We're not exactly. We're not feeling nothing.
But you
We
know, some of the
don't feel
cultures, but remember some of the cultures, they take away the clitoris.
Ooh.
You are bored anyway. You're not feeling
Mm-hmm.
anything. A lot of
Yes.
African
Yes.
cultures, they take away the
Yes.
clitoris from the kids when they're like 6, 7 years old. Just take
My
it away from them. So when they
goodness.
grow up, they
My goodness.
just open to let men just have pleasure with them. They don't feel nothing.
Wow. Wow.
And you
Wow.
take away that, you know, and I always said that's why I pray for that, you know, that they stop doing that practice, because it
Yes.
takes so much away from who you are as a woman, you know,
Wow.
so it's just really something that, you know, I feel so strongly about when the women lose that. You know, I remember I saw an episode one time where there was a young lady who was a model, but she had a show. She was doing I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but she Tyra Banks, that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a couple on there. The man loved his wife so much. They were African, and they have a few children, but he was so feeling so bad. He loves her, but he was feeling so bad that she was not getting the satisfaction out of the relationship, all because of missing that clitoris.
That part. Wow.
You know, and it was so nice
Oh.
that Tyra Banks, the doctor came on the show, was able to give her back one.
Mm-hmm.
And the husband
Wow.
was so excited, and she was excited. So tears came to her eyes, and he was crying because now he can, his wife can enjoy the intimacy with him. It's not just him getting it all by himself.
Now, Dr. Faith, we're going to have to continue this conversation
Yes.
next week. This was part one. You see how deep we went into it? Now we're going to go on to part two next week. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. We so look forward to being here next week, same time, same place, with this particular exciting topic, because there's more to uncover. Until then, have great sex as the Lord intended.
Bible, cufflinks, and stilettos. Tune in every Monday night at 9 p.m. for our live shows. You can also watch this program on Carib Vision TV. Check the information in the description section below for details on broadcast schedules and more.
Sex remains the center of many of the issues that couples face in their marriages. More often following, communication, two of the most common problems. Through this program, we hope to create harmony around the topic, so that couples can begin to feel comfortable and safe, communicating and being intimate with each other.
This program is a production of UMERADIO, WUME, DB, New York, a digital radio station, distributing transformative and empowering multimedia content for positive empowerment. Our brands are committed to inspiring, educating, and motivating families. Learn more at umeradio.com. Sponsored by Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries. Visit WAMO at WAMOE.org. In collaboration with Carib Vision TV, start watching CaribVision.tv.